What's up, guys? I finally got my first load today. Okay, do not, if you're a new MC, do not get a load board. I paid $50 just to be told no. Some people want 180 days, some people want 90. That's better, but you don't need to spend money on that because it's not worth spending 50 bucks for people to tell you no. I mean, you'd think you spend 100+ K investing into this business, you know, the fuck does it matter what age your authority is, okay? Does experience even matter? I guess not. I mean, you can basically have an aged authority for 180 days and never drive a truck, and then you can get loads. That doesn't make any sense to me. But what I did was, because I really need to start working, you know, I'm paying, you're gonna be paying bills. You know, if you want to age your authority, you got to pay 6 months of insurance because you got to keep that MC active. Basically what I did was I got on with C.H. Robinson. I know you don't have to say anything. It's not the best load. It's not the best paying load. I'm going to head up there now, and we'll see you guys later. I see it.
All right. Well, give us a call when you get settled in. I'll let you go because I know you got to check in and stuff.
All right.
All right. Love you.
Love you
Love
too.
you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, I finally made it to Ohio, guys. I just have to go to Indiana in the morning for the pickup, and we'll see what these mystery reels look like. It doesn't really say, you know, what kind of stuff I'm gonna need, so I had to send an email asking what kind of equipment. It's gonna be 4 chains and 23 pallets with 23 reels. So I'm kind of confused. I don't really understand. And then 4 chains is all I need to hold 23 pallets. I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. So I had to email them, find out, you know, what do I need, and if I got to stop somewhere, I'm gonna get some extra stuff. I guess I'll be seeing y'all tomorrow. Good night, guys. All right, I just woke up. It's 5:30 in the morning. I did the pre-trip, and now it's time to go get these reels. I'm gonna see what kind of surprise they got for me. Still haven't got an email. Well, I guess it's still too early, so hopefully it's gonna take me roughly 4 hours to get there, so hopefully they can send me an email by then. Damn, they just got me fucked up. I just got here to pick up the load, and you're not gonna believe this. They're like, hey man, you can't take the load, we need a dry van. Well, I'm a flatbed, and it said flatbed on the load board. C.H. Robinson needs to get their shit together. I guess this is why people don't use them. This is really bad. So I literally just drove 650 miles for nothing. I guess I'm gonna have to get Tono. Yeah, this is how it's going. This is crazy. This is a crazy game. Start a new business and you do like this, I don't know how you're going to survive. Now I'm in the middle of Indiana. Just great. Just great. Fantastic. Let me tell you, fantastic. All right, well, I guess I'm going back to where I came, and then I'm going to try to make some other plans, arrangements, something. So this will be the final update on my first load and how it went. Well, you already know how it went. It was really shitty. It was listed wrong in the load board. C.H. Robinson clearly doesn't have a clue what they're doing. I did get Tanu. They gave me $150. It cost me $186 just to drive up there. So basically I lost $36, and basically I'm driving back home. I think tomorrow morning I'm just gonna get up and go back home, because being here is kind of a waste. I'll tell you something else that's a waste. I got the fucking DAT load board for $50 a month. No one's gonna hire you. No one. Not one person. And I called many people on that thing trying to get a load, and even getting one to go back home tonight. I called. No one, and mark my words, unless you know someone else, comment down on the bottom so I can give them a call. Nobody will give you a load. Okay, they'll either tell you you need 180 days MC age, or if you're lucky, someone will tell you 90 days. Okay, well, my MC is only about 25 days old right now. So that means I'm going to have to pay for 2 months of insurance just to get it to 90 days. All right. Meanwhile, I've already paid for this business. I've already paid 5 months of insurance. So it is unbearable. Okay. It's very expensive. Doing this, if you're thinking about starting this, I really hope you got a lot of money set aside, because you're going to be paying for it while it's getting older. I had a chance to lease on with somebody, but I said no, because it was a 78-22 split. I figured, well, I'm footing all the bills and then I'm only getting 78%. That doesn't make sense. I'll just get a dispatcher and I'll get factoring, and then I'll only pay 8% and I'll get 92, and I'll still be paying the same thing. You know, same thing. Well, the problem is I do have a dispatcher, and they can't get me any loads either. And if I can't get a load, they're not going to be able to get me a load unless that dispatcher has a list of brokers that work with new MCs. This is looking damn near impossible. You're really not going to be able to start for at least 90 days. So I've wasted my time on this trip. Tomorrow's going to be the 3rd day driving back. So 3 days total I wasted doing this. If you're gonna start this and age your MC, I hope you know some people too. I do have some kind of private loads. They're not really private, but they're people that I know that need stuff done. So coming at the end of this month, I'll have one. And then I have some future ones, possibly, maybe, in the future, depending on what happens. But this is really depressing. I'm really wondering, did I make another mistake again? And it's a mess. Everything I do, it seems like it's a mess, and everything I do, it seems like life shits on me, and everything just gets more and more expensive, and they just want another dollar, another fucking dollar. You gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. When am I gonna be able to just start working and not do anything but work? So that's what I'm asking myself right now. So I think tomorrow I'm just gonna drive home, and I'm gonna try to make some calls elsewhere. C.H. Robinson's bullshit. Their load board is bullshit. You know, my flatbed has only got like 5 or 6 loads on there, and who knows if it's even for a flatbed or a damn drive-in. And I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna book another load and go to it and then get told that it's a flatbed and then they can't use me because it's a cargo van. Now the broker or the whoever worked for C.H. Robinson that I emailed, because it said 4 chains, so I called him. I said, hey, is there going to be anything else that I need other than 4 chains? I have 4 14 feet chains, I have 2 20 feet chains, and I have 2 10 feet chains, okay? Or no, 4 10 feet chains. Do I need straps? Can I have more info on this load? All he responded is, the load says 4 chains, all you need is 4 chains, you'll be fine. So I'm thinking, okay, I got this. And then I get there and then that happens. So it didn't even say in their listings on the load board, it said reels. Doesn't say how many, it doesn't say what kind. It doesn't have any shipping instructions. There's no what kind of equipment you got. You have to book the load before you even get a number to somewhere. So it's like, and then if you can't do it, you got to cancel the load. And I didn't know if canceling hurts you or not. And honestly, quite frankly, I don't give a shit, because I'm probably not going to use C.H. Robinson again. I just looked on the load board to see if I could get something home. I actually got on DAT, trying to find something to go home. I made a few phone calls. No. That's the only answer I got. So I think I'm gonna waste this money as a hard lesson that I learned, that you know, you're gonna have to be a little more creative. Or you need to know somebody. So I think I'm gonna make some calls when I get home, and I'm gonna try to do something else with this business right now until, you know, 90 days or so, because that means I'll be able to drive in August. Holy moly, that's another 2 months after this month of insurance payments, and insurance ain't cheap. It really isn't. It's really not. And I really don't know how I'm going to pay for it, because I've spent so much money already keeping this thing up and going to driving school, all the surprises they threw at me. So if you are wanting to do hot shotting, I'd say make sure you have a decent amount of cash next to you, because you're going to be forking it over left and right. It really isn't easy. And starting off, and you know, the worst thing is everybody's like, it'll be worth it, you know, you just got to get through the thick of it, and then everything will be okay, and you'll be making money, and you'll be able to do this and this and this. And that may be true, but that's for somebody with money to do. I had a little bit of money, and you know, the YouTube videos I watched, they made it seem like it's easy, you know, you're not going to need that much of an investment to get in here. You know, I thought maybe 100K, and I could do it with 100K. Well, I was wrong, because that's not enough. I'm already at 130, okay, and I'm about to be, you know, homeless and living in this truck until they tow it, because I can't make the truck payment anymore. And you know, people are like, well, why didn't you get used, blah, blah, blah. Well, I tried to finance some things, and then I was paying for others in cash so that I could have everything I needed. That's why. And to get a used trailer, it was the price of a new trailer, because the used trailers were bought during COVID times. And, you know, this may be hard to believe, but they were selling trailers for $30,000 during COVID times, okay? And, I mean, that's ridiculous. And the guy... I looked at a used trailer. I talked to a guy about one. He had one from 22, and it was listed for $28,000. And I said, hey, can you come down on the price? Because a new trailer's $21,000, and yours is now 2 years old, and it's been sitting there, and I'm gonna have to put new tires on it, because if you didn't know, tires go by time now, not by how much you use them. It's like a ticking time bomb on your tires. But anyways, you know, you really need to think about, if you want to do this, you're gonna need some side money, because I thought about it for a long time. I thought about it, but people don't give you the right information. They say, oh yeah, this is what you do. If you're just starting, you lease on. Well, let me tell you something about leasing on. Another reason why I didn't do it. Well, when you lease on, you have to inherit their name, their MC number, okay? And when you do that, you have to add that to your insurance. And you know where yours goes? In the trash, okay? They say, oh, that's how you aid your authority. No, it's not. Once you release the insurance from your MC to put it on their MC, your MC gets deactivated, okay? And even if you work with them for 6 months and you go to get your MC back, it's not going to be aged. It's going to start all over again. The only way, or the right way that I would say, that you're going to do this, because I know my insurance company wouldn't. I don't know, maybe it's different for some people. They said you can put 2 MCs on one insurance policy. I don't think so. You can put 1 MC on each insurance policy, because if you got in an accident, they wouldn't. They are going to fiddle with you. I can guarantee that, because they're not going to want to pay. They're going to say, hey, we were doing it for your company Tic-Tac-Toe. We're not doing it for this company that you're working for. And it's like, okay, that doesn't make sense. But the only way that you could have your MC aging while you're leased on to somebody else is by paying 2 separate insurances. And quite frankly, I can't afford to pay 2 insurance payments. Mine actually went up $200 a month, and they sent me a letter that I didn't ever see, and then they just raised it on me. So, that it's $2,000 a year that it went up. So it just seems like, everybody's out to nickel and dime you, and there really is no way to win if you're new, unless you know a broker that's gonna use you. I have some connections, but I don't have that many, and I definitely don't know a broker. I got to figure something else out, because this isn't going to work. I'm gonna have to really think hard on what am I going to do if I'm going to continue to do this. I mean, really, technically, if I decide I don't want to do this anymore, I pretty much lost everything. Everything I spend in this company's done. The only thing that I'll come out with is a CDL. I got a CDL. I can go drive a semi-truck, but that's not really... It's not really in my deck of cards. I didn't never really want to drive a semi-truck. I can, but they don't pay worth a shit, and I don't want to make 40 cents a mile. And I get that they don't have overhead and they don't pay for fuel, but see, I do have overhead, so it's going to be different for me. I'm going to be working just to pay the bills, and then I probably don't even know if I'll have extra after that, for me. But it is a gamble. Maybe I will have to drive a semi truck for a couple months or 6 months or something. You just go there and say, I guess I want to drive a semi. I'm ready to be a trucker. I was a trucker, but I failed at it, so now I'm gonna be a semi trucker. And then you're gonna have to drive one of these big boys right there. And see, there's a big boy flatbed. That's what I would do right there. That'd be fun, I guess. And look at the spread on his axle. Man, that thing's huge. But yeah, I would suggest to any of you that are thinking about doing this, or if you're getting into this, I'm just letting you know the hardships that I've hit so far. And I figured I could talk my way through anything, but eventually I can't talk getting a load, because you can literally have 180-day MC authority. Okay, you can have age with it and never drive in your life, and I guess you can get a load. That, to me, it just doesn't really make sense. To me, what makes sense is I spent all this fucking money to get this equipment. Okay, my trailer, the truck, all the equipment for it, and I paid money to get a CDL. And I guess if you're a dummy, I figured a dummy couldn't do all this, but maybe they can, because I technically am a dummy, so I damn did it. But I figure you've already got this much investment into it. How the fuck can you not get a load? I don't know what they did during COVID times. I don't know if there was a reason why things changed, because during COVID times they said, they were saying, oh yeah, you can book a load as a new authority, and maybe they just had too much freight and they needed to offload, and they had to accept anyone and everyone. But I was thinking maybe they did do that, and then freight wasn't showing up. Somebody was like, oh, I'm not taking it, or somebody dumped it somewhere and was like, nah, F this, I'm done. And I can't imagine you could do that, though, because your authority, your LLC is attached to your authority, so they're gonna know who it is, and they're gonna send you a bill. But something happened, and they ain't doing new authorities anymore, I can tell you that. So if you want to do this, you better get an MC number first and get some insurance on it, and then pay at least 3 months of insurance. Mine was supposed to get created in February, because that's when I had paid for it. Then come along middle of March, because this was mid-February at the time. Middle of March, called, don't even use well, you might have to use a carrier service for some things. My carrier service was a scam too. They said they were going to do this and that and this and that. They said they're going to get my MC. I actually waited for a month, and they just said, oh, it's in submission, we don't know what's going on. And then I asked the guy, I was like, can I call the FMCSA and talk to them myself and possibly, you know, talk to them and see if I can get it going? He said, I don't know if it'll help, but you can try. Well, guess what? I fucking called them. The lady was nice enough to walk me through the whole process. I did it all myself in about 2 hours. Got it submitted, everything done. She pushed it right through. And then I paid the carrier service to do this for me, $400. And then I had to pay $375 so I could do it myself. So, you know, there should be some reimbursements, which I'm gonna be working on getting from these people. Because also I paid $500 and $400 for IFTA and IRP or whatever it's called. And when I contacted them right before I was about to come out on the road, I said, hey, do I need IFTA stickers? And she goes, yeah, it's different where you are. You're gonna have to go and get them yourself. So then I'm like, well, why did I pay you? And if I have to do it, and it's free, you just go to the what is it, the DOR department in your state, and you fill out the paperwork yourself. And I mean, it takes about, I think it took me 30 minutes. She entered it into the system, and then I got my stickers right away. I got them in one day. So, but this is very depressing, and you know, many times I thought I was gonna give up on this, and now more than ever I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna give up on this, because I put so much into this, and then for me to be like this, I can't just spend money to be driving around with an empty trailer. That's not really gonna work for me. This isn't gonna work. I just wanted to do something on my own. I don't know if y'all know, but most of my life I worked in a restaurant, and I just really got tired of that whole business. What I really want to do is own one, you know, and I want to work in it myself, but for my own restaurant, not for somebody else. Most of the people I work for are kind of clueless. They're kind of, and I'm just like, y'all don't know how to make money. And if you would pay me more, I would help you, but y'all don't want to pay, you know, and you want to fail, or you want to do whatever you want to do, whatever. I don't care, not my problem. But yeah, just I had hoped that I could maybe do this for a couple years and build up some cash funds to maybe start mine and get it going, my restaurant, because that's really what I want to do, is just have my own restaurant. And you won't be able to get a loan for that neither, because they're not handing out loans for anything anymore. It's really hard to come by money. I tried to get a couple lines of credit, that didn't work. Credit cards, I mean, I got credit cards. I don't really need no more credit cards. I just need a line of credit, and like a big line of credit. Like I think I was asking for 50K, just in case anything happened to me, or, you know, something happened to my truck, and it costs like an astronomical amount to get taken care of. That way I just had it there for security. We gotta have to do something else, because this just ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. Yeah, sorry for ranting, but you know, I'm just, if you're looking for information about this, I'm pretty much telling you this is how it's gonna be. And you're still working with a bunch of idiots, apparently, because it's supposed to be a flatbed and it's a drive-in. And 4 chains ain't gonna secure 23 pallets. I mean, I thought maybe, you know, 19 of them were gonna fly off the trailer, and that's why I only needed 4 chains, and I was only gonna deliver 4 pallets of reels. And apparently these reels have electronics on them, and that's why they can't be on a flatbed. And right now we're in like a rainy week where it's gonna be raining. It did rain today. It's kind of clearing up now. It's gonna be raining today, tomorrow, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, maybe Friday. But yeah, I'm starting to think that if I could have done something differently with my money, maybe I should have. I don't think I should have got this fully invested in this one, because, you know, doing shit like this, and then you fuck up this, or you fail this, or you know, you can't make it, you lose everything. So that's where I'm headed, to losing everything. That's the goal now. See how long I can keep it before they take it. So looks like I'm gonna be going home. Yeah, I kind of just want to shine some light for you guys, because it's total darkness. And you know, my dad helped me a lot through most of this, which I'm really thankful for, because not a lot of people can, you know, have that kind of advice and stuff. And he kind of taught me some things. And he was never a trucker, but he worked on trucks. And it's pretty sad. It really is sad, because, you know, you work this hard and you get nowhere. And then you pay all this money just to be told no. I mean, I could have done that at my job for free. And I could have been paid to be told no. You know, they tell me no, and then they pay me. So. But yeah, it's a hell of a thing. So I guess I'm gonna go try to take a shower. Hopefully, if I can. This truck stop I'm at small. It's only got 2 showers. And I don't know if they're being used, and I really need one, because it's been a day. You know, if any of y'all are getting started and already on the road, you know, I wish you luck. You know, I'll let you know what I come up with. But the way it's going, it's not gonna work. It just isn't gonna work. So I guess I'll see y'all later. Peace.